Welcome back to Emergency Dating Consulting, a place for immediate change and/or development in the world of dating. As always, thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and remember, you can send me in your questions anonymously or with your name, and I'll answer them on the show. Today I'm going to start off with the question from a young lady who asks, I have no friends and this is affecting my boyfriend. I've recently realized that I have no friends. I used to have two best friends, but now they are too busy with their own life and we only get to connect with each other every so often. I do not blame them at all, as I myself are also busy. However, I'm seeing that having no friends are starting to pose as a problem for me. I would often get jealous at my boyfriend for hanging out with his friends when I have no friend group and was staying at home most of the time. He would end up consoling me while I was crying afterwards. He would comfort me by saying he is my best friend, which he is, but I cannot rely on him because I know he has his own life and his own friends. Sometimes I wonder if he feels burdened by having to care for me so much. Even if he does, he's too sweet to admit that. I'm friendly with everyone, but I don't know why I cannot connect with people on a deeper level or be more close to them. I tried to be close to people, but then it got too exhausting acting like someone I was not, so I gave up. Even with people I thought I would match, ended up didn't. Everyone around me seems to have their own circle of friends, and I don't, and I feel so lonely. I just honestly don't know what to do. I sometimes cry myself to sleep thinking about this. I guess I just want some advice from people who share the same experience I do. Little information, I have no friends even though I'm friendly, and this is an issue taking a toll on my life and my relationship with my boyfriend, asking for advice to deal with this. So, instinctively, well, first off, I do relate to her. I was once in a relationship with a woman like this, or at least a lifestyle like this. So instantly I know that is her issue. She never took the time out to develop her own personal life. And that's very important. A personal life, it's just that. It's very personal. The time you sacrifice to make sure, because sometimes you're by yourself a lot of times. When you're grinding through life, when you're working every day, when you're taking care of business, you find yourself by yourself a lot. And that can be a good thing for a lot of people. A lot of people, this is where they find themselves. This is where they attack their own demons, discover new hobbies, challenge themselves with certain activities, and that's very important. And this young lady here did not do that. See, women like this grew up kind of modernly traditional, meaning they were a girl growing up, stereotypically, did all the girl activities, and as they became an adult, they hunted for boyfriends. And this was their husbands, future husbands specifically, but this is where everything got fuzzy, because stereotypically or traditionally, raising women, this is their number one goal as they get older. They have a short span of time to get everything together from up to age 30. And on this woman's behalf, women like this tend to acquire friends almost as placeholders until they find their future husband, and then they can sink in and start nesting and everything will be okay. However, this is the issue that a lot of women bump into when they get a man whose life is already put together and his social life. And this is something that I would like for her and other women to understand. To develop, for this man to have his friends and his friend group and want to go out, especially throughout the years as time goes on, him and his friends developed a bond. At some point in their life, when they met friendly, they got serious, meaning personal stories were exchanged, pain was exchanged, possible personal information. And this is important. This is how you develop trust from somebody, to trust them with this information. And sometimes you could get burned, but many times most of us actually make a friend out of this. And this lady missed that mark. Focus on her future, as it seems like she has somebody that is very good for her. I do appreciate her addressing her own issue and realizing the problem this is causing to her and her relationship. She makes it clear this genuinely makes her upset, cries herself to sleep. Her boyfriend has to console her on these emotional tough times. So her self-awareness attached to her own personal issue is commendable. Now for her, it's time for her to start her own life. As she said, she tries to get close with people and they don't seem to match up. And this is just like dating, really. You never jump on the first one you meet. However, with experience and learning from mistakes and learning how people are and their actions and what they want, you can find your friend. She even mentions that she's tried to become friends with some people, but they don't match up. And this can be just like dating. You don't jump on the first person you see and thinking everything's gonna go from there. That's extremely rare. I would start at work with your coworkers. Hell, I would even have her boyfriend's friends bring their girlfriends around. This is what I personally did in my last relationship for her to start acquiring friends. This goes much deeper than that. This goes to a personal, emotional level. This woman at 21 years old have never taken the time out to bond with somebody. She's bonded with her boyfriend and she's starting to feel this connection missing in other places. So I just want to highlight the importance of getting to know people, of actually putting yourself out there, your emotions and your feelings, and bonding with somebody. This is very special. This is, you have your significant other to depend on. However, friends can be just as reliable and just as important and just as healthy for your brain and for your social life. It's also important to understand you need your own life so you can connect with somebody else's life. However, if you don't want to start with yourself, establish hobbies, figure out your interests, fail a few times to see what you like, then you can always find people similar to yourself. They look like you, they go to the places you go to. Even if you're just going out to kill time, you'll find those same people there. I do wish her good luck out there. This is a highly fixable situation. I tip my hat for your honesty and your self-reflecting to be so accurate. Now I have a simple question here from a young man to a young lady, as he states, my girlfriend was mad that I was following girls from my high school on Instagram. Even though she follows many males from her high school, I thought it was weird, but I told her if it makes her uncomfortable, then I would unfollow them. She asked about a girl specifically, and I tell her all about how I'm not into her and she doesn't have to worry. We are just friends. She asks more and more, and I tell her, and she tried getting with me almost 2 years ago, and that I turned her down, letting her know I was taken. Because I was with my currently girlfriend, that wasn't right. She gets mad and tells me we are done. She never wants to see me again and blocks me on everything. Saying that she can't believe I didn't tell her 2 years ago that I rejected this girl. Was it really that wrong of me not to tell her? I wanted to bring this question up because there's a very simple tactic that's taken place from this woman to this young man. And these tactics vary in different situations, but you can always find the same pattern leading to an irrational conclusion from your significant other. So already it can be hard to pinpoint. Many people choose to leave somebody for many reasons. I'm not sure how long they were together. However, as I always tell my clients, and my loved ones. If somebody you know and spent time with, build a rapport with, if they tell you something, it can be anything, and it doesn't make sense, they're lying. Never forget that. So instantly, I'm sure this young man's head was just wobbling with confusion and not sure what's going on. And she blocks him across the board for something so minuscule. So in the situation where you ever have to try to explain something in detail to your significant other, especially something as a hot topic or emotions can flare from, never let them spin you into confusion. As you talk to them, as you ask questions, and they start to act like they don't speak English anymore or don't understand English anymore, you make sure you shut it down. You address exactly what you're trying to get answers to, and if they don't want to participate, let them go. And I mean let them go. You have to understand how dangerous this may look small, the little game she's playing. However, if this is somebody that is this scared to address personal feelings or to address the truth about something, they will sabotage you. It might not be today, a week, month, it could be years down the road, but they will stab you in the back. And you can just say it's an instinctful fear tactic that these people, or self-defense that these people use these as. However, it's something to watch out for, and it is definitely a red flag. On an overall basis, my man, at some point, she just wasn't digging you anymore. And really, for somebody to pull these tactics now, they weren't digging you from the beginning. You were a placeholder until something better came along. So I'm sorry that happened to you. Just make sure you tune in so it doesn't happen again. Get educated, EDC.